Just a quick update for you. I've just finished a knife, a different type of knife entirely, although it's still got my sort of signature to it, and this has been specifically designed for deer stalking, and I've decided to call it the Hunter-Gatherer. So I'll show you that in a minute. But at the moment in this part of the UK we've got this terrible weather, real strong winds. It's pouring down. I don't know if the camera is picking up the sound outside, but we've got some strong winds blowing. Really nasty out there. Anyway, the Hunter-Gatherer. For a little while I've had in my mind to build a knife which would be suitable for the deer stalker. And I did work with a friend of mine, Gary, and we did develop a knife together, but I didn't really put it into full production because I wasn't quite sure it was the right thing. And then having spoken to Gary and with another deer stalker called Mark, we kind of finalised the design. So this is it, and you can tell it's a much more slender knife. Gary suggested that the blade really wanted to be about 5 inches long, but it wanted to be quite slender to allow for all the tasks that you have to do when you're grollicking a deer in the field. So this is a prototype. I'm going to be building 2 of these. One's going to go to Mark and the other one's going to go to Gary. So I'll show you the Jacklore Hunter-Gatherer. Well, if you get a knife from me and it's in a sheath and it's a new sheath and it's tight, don't just go hold of it like that and just pull it out, because it will come out in an uncontrolled manner. Just get hold of it and just tweak it with your finger and thumb, and it will just loosen off. Then you can pull it out in a controlled manner, and then as the sheath wears, it will become easy to withdraw. So that's the Hunter-Gatherer. So working from the back to the front, where the lanyard tube would normally be, I've put a mosaic pin because you don't want debris and you know, all sorts of different fluids and what have you from the process of dressing out a deer getting in there and harbouring bacteria. So that's all been sealed. The wood has been sealed with its stabilised mass of birch, in this case, with red G10 liners. This is an 01 tool steel blade. I'm going to be producing this in a stainless when I get round to it. I hope it'll be sooner rather than later. You can see there's a slight upsweep, like a Nesmuk style, and that allows for a forward grasp, so you can use the belly of the knife for skinning. It's long and slender, so you can do whatever you've got to do with that. So you know, often they got to work in confined spaces, and the long slim blade seems ideal for that. And also for bleeding an animal after it's been killed, you need the depth of blade to be able to do all that as well. It's a 3mm thick blade. Still on the handle rather. This is the handle shape is taken from my Wasp, the neck knife called the Wasp, and I just elongated it, and I think it looks quite nice. Certainly feels quite comfortable in the hand. Plenty of grip. There's an hourglass palm swell. The bevel, it looks like a Scandi, but it's a finer angle than I put on my bushcraft Scandis, but it's not a true Scandi in the sense that I've put a micro bevel, a convex micro bevel on the edge using waterstones, so that should strengthen the edge up no end for use on game prep. where you might be running up against bone and stuff like that. So bone would or could roll a Scandi, a pure Scandi, whereas with the convexed micro bevel on the edge, it will give it a lot more strength. The hardness of this blade is around about 59 HRC. Comparison to the Classic is a more stouter bushcraft style. So there's the two side by side. In fact, I got some photographs of another Classic that I built with a comparison with this side by side as well. So this is designed for completely different use than this knife. This is a heavy duty bushcrafting knife. This is a knife designed for more delicate cutting tasks on animals, on deer. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty close to the final rendition of this knife. I'll see what the two guys have to say about it when they've used it in the field for a little bit, and if they suggest any modifications, then I'll implement them, and then that'll be it. But it's going to be pretty close to that, I'm pretty sure of that. Can you get a good idea of the shape of it? I'm very happy with this, the sheath design as well. It's a good snug fit. I like a nice deep sheath. When the sheaths do become a little bit worn, your retention comes from the depth, and this has been wet moulded, wet formed to the handle, so it's snug. And the good thing is that with this you can also re-wet form it again numerous times in the future if you need to. So that's that. Quick update on the hand. I was supposed to be going for an operation on my hand back in February. They postponed it. I got the call. I'm going in next Tuesday, 21st or 22nd of 21st, 22nd of this month, March. So that's it. So apart from that, all is good, I'm glad to say, apart from the weather. I would really like the wind to drop down. Hopefully I'll try and finish off one more batch of knives before I get into hospital, because I could be off work for a little bit of time, and not only is it good to get another batch finished, but I think I'm going to need that income to keep me going for a few weeks whilst I convalesce from the surgery. Surgery on my hand is due to a condition known as Dupuytren's contracture, and my little finger, as you can see, is bending over now. I've also got it in the palm, affecting these fingers here, and eventually if I don't have the surgery on those, they'll close in, and my left hand could become a lot less usable than it currently is. There's no pain with it at all, it's just that my fingers are bending in, and that's not a good thing for a knife maker. So anyway, apart from that, I'm okay. So thanks for watching this video, and anything new I'll update it on this channel. Bye for now.